Rated T for teen.
He's up to something big.
Every tribe, every one, is in danger.
So it's been well documented that on this channel I have a knack, or I get agitated. It bugs me when games are copied or stolen. That really butters my bread, buddy. Games like Wukong Fallen Feathers, originally whenever it looked like directly like Bloodborne, I talked about that. And Power Word that came out, and before it really popped off about it, plagiarizing and copying Pokemon or taking inspiration, I made a video essay about that the day before, and countless amount of other games that's really took it to the next level from inspiration to just blatant copying, in my opinion. But before we get started, I think you need to know what we're comparing. So of course, here's a quick few second look of Horizon Forbidden West that I know everyone at this point knows what the game is. Check it out. Okay, now here is the trailer for Light of Motiram. Check it out. And once again, it's been well documented on this channel that I am a massive Horizon Forbidden West fan. At one point in time, I thought Horizon Forbidden West was a better video game than Elden Ring back in 2022, whenever it was released, and it got immediately crushed by Elden Ring, and that was before I understood the Souls-like and got into the world. You know, now I've relaxed on those thoughts dramatically. However, Horizon is still a very, very good game. Now, is Aloy the most bland, boring protagonist? Yes, she is. 100%. She's a lot more entertaining in Horizon Forbidden West than Lego game, for sure. But that's neither here nor there. Now, after almost 4 years and almost 3,000 videos across multiple channels, I finally came into my own to realize I like to bring people together. When initially I was gonna come in here and I was gonna talk a lot of shit about this game, copyrighting and stealing from Horizon Forbidden West. But then I did a little more research, and then I watched the trailer a few more times. And then I really took a step back and said, for one, in this trailer, if you do the squinting test, we talk about the legal system, when you do a squinting test and you're trying to debate copyright, the consumer has a hard time understanding which one is which. Then whoever made the original one first, they're the one that's getting copyrighted on. Lawyers don't sue me. That's just what I've read and from what I've heard. Now, there are parts in this trailer that actually look really fucking cool. Like this part here, when you slide and you jump off a freaking butterfly, whatever the hell that is. I mean, that looks absolutely sick. That looks very cool. So then we get into the point of copyright and just blatant stealing. Now, a lot of people online so far has been saying that, well, PlayStation steal shit all the time from people. Guerrilla Games stole Horizon Forbidden West concept from Capcom's Monster Hunter. That was the first Monster Hunter games, and that's very true. You know, if you look at the game, you're capturing monsters, but at least they put a very extreme spin on it when making everything robots and like cyber, and they got a whole story. It's not like they just went and made a separate Monster Hunter game and changed a few of the animals and the color pattern. They made a whole new system and process. So it's very different. To me, it's vastly different from playing Monster Hunter Wilds like I did on the beta versus playing Horizon Forbidden West. But again, that's just me and that's just my take. But I follow this guy on Twitter. His name is Daniel Camilo. He primarily focuses on like China-based video game news and like content. And he gives his spiel, you know, about what happened, and this technically being owned by Tencent. And if you know, Tencent owns a little bit of everything. Sometimes make a lot of these knockoff games, or they will own a percentage in a lot of these knockoff type video games, but be a solid partner so their name not attached to it. But I'll leave his Twitter link in the description below if you want to check out this entire thread that he put out. But he said just one thing in particular made me go, He said, in Light of Motiram, single-handedly dragging back Chinese gaming's positive hard-earned reputation years back. And I thought about this. I was like, you know what? Before Black Myth Wukong, and of course there wasn't any like console China games. Anytime I ever heard games in China was either for two reasons. It was a mobile game or it was some knockoff game shit.
China, the home of the fake and the land of the cheap, the place where copyright laws go to. Nowadays you can just walk up to Walmart and pick up a PS5, but only a few months ago this was not an option. So in my state of desperation, I took myself down to the deepest pits of the internet and found myself a PS5 from AliExpress. Now you might have heard of such classics as the PlayStation, the Wii, or even Soulja Boy's own Shenzhen Young Limin Pro 4K. Basically anytime there's a console with any amount of success, there's gonna be a Chinese ripoff. and the PS5 is no exception.
I bought some knockoff PlayStations or some knockoff Nintendos, or it's this mobile game that was trying to be like Zelda, and they changed it to this. And I realized, yes, from my point of view and everything that I remember from gaming, anytime I heard of like China games, again, before Wukong, it was always mobile games or like some negative shit. So seeing something like this that's potentially from a Chinese-based studio definitely reflects back to many years ago, before the positive and the rise to fame as a lot of the AAA gaming studios are doing right now. And as a lot of you may know, I love my Chinese games. You know, I've been covering, of course, Wukong, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, American Shore. I mean, anything that's out there, you know, a lot of my audience is coming from that way right now, and I love it. But something like this, of course, we can't let one bad Apple, you see what I did there? Apple ruined the fun for everybody. But again, the main question is this: do Sony and Guerrilla Games, because of course Guerrilla Games and intellectual properties IP is owned by PlayStation Europe, I know, look that shit up. Will they go the route of just flat out trying to sue them, or like do a cease and desist? I think so. I mean, just looking at this, looking at this screenshot, you can't tell me that this don't look, you can't. I mean, come on, bro. What the fuck we doing, bro? I mean, come on, right? Come on, right? I mean, bro, come on, right? Like Horizon Forbidden West DLC, dog. Like, that's just crazy, dog. I mean, there has to be a line somewhere, you know, and this is they definitely stole Horizon Forbidden West. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They completely copied and pasted the entire formula, and they tweaked it just a bit. Again, they do have moments in the trailer that look cool. However, if you're gonna work this hard on the video game as a studio, as devs, why would you want to always be called something else? Because it's never gonna stop, let alone if they get a copyright lawsuit about PlayStation, which I'm fairly confident they will. It's just starting to make a lot of noise. And it's Thanksgiving today here in America. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And it's still getting a lot of traction. I believe it's definitely going to get on the radar of PlayStation, and they're going to shut this shit down. And rightfully so. To me, this is just flat out theft. But if they are able to do that as a studio, to make a game that look like that, then they should just use those efforts and make something original. And I can just hear you already, well, Horizon Forbidden West wasn't that original. Goddamn, it was original enough, because they got Lego, they got freaking animated series. PlayStation has invested millions upon millions, probably even close to $1 billion at this point, in the development, the marketing, they love Horizon. As you know, as much as a lot of us hate on it, they love Aloy, and they love shoving Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon series down our throat. And for me, again, I love the series. They're supposed to have a free-to-play multi-service, multiplayer game in progress right now as well. They ain't fucking around with Horizon. They treat this just as serious as they treat God of War, or they treat The Last of Us. Because I think, matter of fact, a few years ago, they had a The Last of Us mobile game that was like a knockoff. DJ find that, and within 4 or 5 days, I think it was on Steam, Sony pulled that shit immediately. So I think it's gonna be the same thing. Cause if this was like Bar of Warside, and it had like a freaking bald muscle guy with like 2 axes in his hand, with a little boy, because people love Kratos so much, people would not be doing the pushback they're doing just because they're not crazy about Horizon. If it was another intellectual IP that PlayStation owned that was beloved, and someone and a company did this, there would be no debate. The only reason this debate, not just because it's Aloy and Horizon Forbidden West, and you got the point is, it doesn't matter if this is a PlayStation game, Xbox game, if you own the intellectual property, if you created something that you built and you protect it, it's okay to take inspiration. I take inspiration all the time. I wanted to be Corey Kenshin, I wanted to be fucking Hollow, I wanted to be Noah J456, I wanted to be Dashy, I wanted to be all these other YouTubers that I copied from and took inspiration from years as I built up confidence to finally become my own person. And I believe that is okay. But just copying and pasting and slapping a new name on it, that's not cool in my opinion. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. But fuck all that. December 12th, we become the Destined One live, the Game Awards 2024. Please join me. I will leave an unlisted live video that I already have. You can click on and turn on that notify me. Yeah, I'm so excited. I got a lot of shit in store. We're doing giveaways, Christmas giveaways as we've done the last few years from Capcom, EA, Ubisoft. Any new games that came out this year, they probably gonna send over some copies to me to give away to the community. So, but until then,